So One UI in general hasn't really been the best version of software, at least when it first came out, but it got better and better throughout time. And I do think there's actually a couple of reasons why One UI may actually be better than stock Android. Now, the first thing that I would probably tell you is the features within stock Android. There are lots of features within stock Android that I'm a big fan of, but when it comes down to the features, per feature per phone, you are getting way more features built into a device on One UI than on stock Android. And it is very, very clear. The biggest thing I would say is the camera app, which we'll talk about in a second. I would say overall as a whole, you are getting an overall way more featureful phone from something like a One UI device than on something like stock Android, which is amazing. That's something that I really do like. And that is probably the biggest takeaway. In detail, the camera application on One UI, it's not even close how many more features are inside that device than on stock Android. From my experience of using basically all these devices, a device on One UI is probably going to be giving you a way better feature set than something like stock Android. And with the camera application, like I said, you are getting way more features built inside of One UI than on stock Android. If you take a look at the Google Pixel 7 and you take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S23, two very comparable phones, I would say those phones are probably more similar than not in terms of like pricing and the competition and everything. When you take a look at One UI, at least on One UI 3 and 4 and 5 that the Samsung Galaxy S22, S23 are on, compared to stock Android that the Pixel 5, Pixel 6, and Pixel 7 are on, it is not even close to how many more features you are getting on One UI. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that One UI is better or that it has, better battery life or anything like that at all, but you are getting just an overall way better performing device on something like a One UI device than on stock Android. So take it as you will, but that is another big takeaway. On top of that, I've always kind of had the feeling that One UI kind of takes the approach of a lot more features, more so than stock Android. So when you have a device like a One UI phone, like a Samsung Galaxy or whatever, it does seem to me that you are getting overall kind of like up-to-date features more often than on stock Android. And there's a lot more customizability too, like for example, editing the lock screen, at least for like the full-on customizing of everything on the lock screen. That was kind of there first on One UI, and then it eventually came over on stock Android. So it was kind of a weird thing. I wasn't really too sure what was going on there, but that was another thing that kind of stood out to me was, wow, One UI kind of gets some features first, even before stock Android gets it, which is pretty crazy too. So overall, I'll definitely tell you, there are lots of features within One UI, and there are lots of reasons why One UI may actually be better than stock Android. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. The like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.